Fallout, a game franchise that has won the adoring hearts of many gamers. A franchise that captures the immersion of being in a post-nuclear apocalypse. A franchise I personally have never played. This, of course, does not mean I am unfamiliar with the questionable products of Todd Howard's peculiarly creative mind.
And again, it just works. All of this just works.
My first Bethesda-generated game was The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, a game I have created many memories on. Some characters I abandoned early on. Others became gods through creative methods. Overall, I enjoyed the game so much, I always forgot to kill Alduin. So that begs the question, why don't I just make a Skyrim series? Because I want something new. I thought it would be more entertaining making a blind playthrough series of a game I've never played before than a game I already know the ins and outs of. Trust me, I've completed most of the faction storylines, have the Inigo mod, and am quite aware of what the Elder Scrolls community thinks about these two. Okay, maybe not the ins and outs of, but whatever. Meanwhile, I only know that Fallout is a post-apocalyptic franchise about based Democrats blowing up or being blown up by based commies, which sounded pretty frickin' awesome to me. So, when I play Skyrim, I usually feel like an unstoppable jock or some charmingly charismatic mage figure that could pretty much do anything. But when I first open a new game I've never played, I usually feel like a fat, bald old man. So that's exactly who I decide to play as. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Garfunkel Tong.
This land is your land, and this land is my land.
Alright. Well, here we are. This is Garfunkel Tong. I can't believe they actually let me customize him like this.
By that, I refer to letting me customize Garfunkel as a fat, bald old man. Regardless of his body state or his age, Garfunkel leads a happy life. He is, as most would call him, the world's happiest man. Always a smile on that wrinkly, bearded face. He once lived with his disturbingly young wife, Nora, and infant son, Sean, a name he didn't pick but is okay with, in the happy little neighborhood of Sanctuary Hills, Massachusetts. He has everything he could want: a comfy, affordable house, a robot servant, and a veteran's pass for the lightning lane at Vault 111.
What's so important?
Why, nothing less than your entire future. If you haven't noticed, sir, this country has gone to heck in a handbasket, if you'll excuse my language. The big kaboom is... it's inevitable, I'm afraid, and coming sooner than you may think. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family's service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault. Vault 111.
111. No one's gonna nuke Garfunkel, but,
Sounds great.
Garfunkel's special skills are limited, but he still has a few kinks, such as his strength and charisma. He didn't marry Nora with good looks. And yes, I spelled his name wrong.
Wonderful. That's everything. Just gonna walk this over to the vault. Congratulations on being prepared for the future.
Thanks again.
it is good to just live a happy life where your only troubles are whining children. After all, who wants to crush a man who's so happy?
Mom, you should come and see this.
Codsworth? What's wrong?
Alright, what's going on?
Followed by
Rain.
yes, followed by flashes, blinding flashes, sounds of explosions. We're trying to get confirmation.
What?
We seem to have lost contact with our affiliate stations.
I don't know.
We do have coming in. That's confirmed reports. I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and
Frick, it was the guy with the hat.
My God.
It was the guy with the hat. He knew it. But at least he wants Garfunkel to be safe.
Well, it turns out someone did want to nuke Garfunkel Tong. So after absolutely bolting for the vault and laughing at the vault tech rep who didn't get in, Garfunkel and his family make it to the vault.
What's gonna happen to
Lol.
all those people outside the gate?
They're gonna get blown up, Nora. Not gonna sugarcoat anything. They're all gonna die, but at least Garfunkel Tong is safe.
Almost there.
This is easy as crap.
I love you. Both of you.
We love you too.
Oh, frick. Get down. Go down. Go down. Go. It's coming for us! Holy crap. Thought he was about to get drilled up like Wolverine.
After having his life taken away from him, Garfunkel is given some blue tights, or what he thinks are tights, and is shoved into a cool-looking refrigerator directly across from Nora and his son for some medical procedures.
Just because I'm fat.
During his sleep, however, Garfunkel wet the bed, so he woke up just in time to see his wife killed and his son taken. Unfortunately, he was too tired to do anything at the moment, so he used the 5 more minutes excuse.
Alright, it's time to get out of here. I'm done with this bullcrap.
I'll find who did this, and I'll get Sean back.
And with a promise to fulfill, a son to recover, and a head to shoot off, Garfunkel made his way out into the wasteland he once called home.
Ah yes, just as beautiful as I remember it. Seriously, I thought nuclear bombs would have done more to those pathetic little houses.
After getting used to the basic controls, I decided to head to Garfunkel's house to gather any of his valuables.
Yeah, more drugs.
By gather Garfunkel's valuables, I more or less meant looting every other house before his. I mean, no one else wants it. After ransacking the hood, Garfunkel went home to find an old friend still floating about.
As I live and breathe. Oh,
You're still alive.
it's really you.
Having reassured Codsworth that he was indeed still alive, unlike Lennon, Garfunkel then broke the news about Nora and Sean.
They killed her. He's gone. Someone took him. Someone stole my son.
It's worse than I thought. You're suffering from hunger-induced paranoia. Not eating properly for 200 years will do that, I'm afraid.
After attempting to convince Garfunkel the stress of his wife's murder and his son's abduction is the result of an empty stomach, Codsworth tells his master he's been sleeping for over 200 years, something even Garfunkel is surprised by.
That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner.
Shut up, robot.
Codsworth, you're acting a little bit weird. What's wrong?
Oh, son, it's been just horrible. 2 centuries with no one to talk to, no one to serve. I spent the first 10 years trying to keep the floors waxed, but nothing gets out nuclear fallout from vinyl wood. And don't get me started about the futility of dusting a collapsed house. And the car! The car! How do you polish rust?
The frickin' car?
To make Codsworth feel better, Garfunkel decided to help him kill giant bugs and raid more refrigerators.
Not this time.
Gosh dang it, I didn't know you were an arsonist.
Having learned about his butler's fiery tensions, Garfunkel's beginning to consider leaving him when he gets a new house just in case his residence catches fire during an infestation.
We'll take the American flag. Patriots to the end.
Garfunkel's patriotism is halted as Codsworth informs him that Sean could be in Concord, a city overridden with robot-loving raiders, recalling fondly how they kindly greeted him with slurs and sticks, along with other assorted weaponry.
Thanks for your help, Codsworth.
With the thought of such affectionate people taking care of a son in mind, Garfunkel promptly believed it would be easy to get Sean back, so we said goodbye to Sanctuary and headed off to the wonderful city.
You know, even under the circumstances, Garfunkel looks pretty happy. Not gonna lie.
Probably because Garfunkel's always happy, even when his son's missing. You should be more like Garfunkel on your way to death row. Anyways, after acquiring some spicy new drip and a new gun, Garfunkel meets an unlikely ally.
Red Rocket. Oh, look, a dog.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself? You seem like an okay guy.
Yeah, I like dogs.
Okay, then.
Garfunkel likes them too, let's bring him.
Having befriended a stray dog, Garfunkel and his new friend butcher some mole rats and continue their journey to Concord. Well, after I scrapped a few things.
Scrap it. Scrap it. Scrap it. Scrap it.
Having made it to Concord, Garfunkel begins to hunt for love and acceptance, a thing always obtainable in the all-logical, kind post-apocalyptic worlds.
Is this Concord? Yes, it is. Stamash, sugar bombs, cap stash, cram, your mom. I hear guns. Or at least I think I did. That means there's people around here.
So as normal and completely sane people always do, Garfunkel made his way towards the sounds of trigger-happy gunfire.
And...
Having finally come in contact with, and killed, humans for the first time in 2 centuries, Garfunkel instinctively picks out the good guys and begins popping out anyone on his ground level who he didn't associate with them.
Just shoot the frickin'...
Up here, on the balcony. I've got a group of settlers inside. The raiders are almost through the door.
Alright,
Help us, please.
Okay, fine, sure. Time to go back to 1776.
Realizing his job outside is done, Garfunkel continues inside the apparent museum to shoot raiders in return for friendship.
3, 2, 1, go!
Didn't mean to do that. But he started it.
Having thoroughly destroyed his enemies, Garfunkel meets up with his new friends in a very patriotic room, their leader being named Preston Garvey.
Glad to help.
Well, if that's true, we could use some more goodwill. Maybe? As you can see, we're in a bit of a mess here.
Nope. The world's changed so much. None of this makes sense.
You all right? Listen, we need your help. And then maybe we can help you, huh? What brought you out here?
Looking for my son.
Sean's been kidnapped. He's not even a year old.
That's messed up. I'm sorry. I know how this world can be.
Join or die.
There were 20 Yesterday there were 8. Now we're 5.
Having learned that not all kind people have your biological child in their possession, Garfunkel is informed by Preston that he and his gang, the Minutemen, have been cornered by a pack of raiders. His comrade Sturgis explains that they were hoping to use a life-sized Iron Man action figure on the roof to blast all of the raiders away, which Garfunkel is all in on, but they were missing one thing.
What you'll need is an old pre-war FC, a standardized fusion core, your high-grade, long-term nuclear battery used by the military and some companies way back when.
Luckily for Preston, Garfunkel has a growing computer addiction such as myself, so he had already obtained the core through hacking a computer in the basement in an attempt to play Octopath Travelers.
And I will take that. It is mine now.
Actually, I already grabbed the fusion core. We're set.
Well, all right. Maybe our luck's finally turning around. Once you jack the core into the power armor and grab that minigun, those raiders will know they picked the wrong fight.
With a new plan to impress his new friends, Garfunkel was off to find the Iron Man suit. But before that, I learned bottle caps were currency in this game.
Wait. Bottle caps are money?
Luckily, we were able to recover missing cash and discover that the dog can teleport.
Oh, so you're gonna start doing Doctor Who stuff. The dog's one of the crying angels now. Watch out, the British are coming, the British are coming, the British are coming.
After recovering his money, Garfunkel finally makes his way to the roof. Upon arrival, he pops the batteries into his new toy and starts playing.
I am Iron Man.
Boss, we got somebody up here. Hold up.
Well, old nerd. Holy crap. Oh, it's just you. Never mind. No! Dog! You good, buddy?
Having shown his dominance through Warhammer cosplay, Garfunkel returns to hear the applause of his now official new friends. Through the praiseful speech, Garfunkel is told that his buddies are planning to camp in Sanctuary, which he is all more accepting of and is willing to help with, but that all came to a pause when a high old lady began talking.
Oh, that's wonderful. But there's more to your destiny, isn't there? I've seen it. and I know your pain.
Creepy old woman.
You're a man out of time, out of hope. But all's not lost. I can feel your son's energy. He's alive.
Sean is alive.
Ecstatic about the news, Garfunkel begs for more information on the whereabouts of his boy. Granny claims she's not sure, but believes he may be in a magical city called Diamond City, the most fantastic place in all the Commonwealth.
Gotta go to Diamond City.
That's vague.
Look, kid, I'm tired now. Maybe you'll bring me some chems later. The site will paint a clearer picture.
Mama Murphy, we talked about this.
Realizing that Preston was lecturing Mama Murphy on her drug addictions, Garfunkel decides to meet with them in Sanctuary, coming to the conclusion it would be faster to help his friends first, then travel halfway the length of the map. First, Garfunkel dropped off his armor at the gas station that he dubbed his and Dog's new home.
Well, guess I'm getting reined in.
Also, I'll be mostly narrating a few more minutes of this video because in the clip I recorded, I discovered my audio was absolutely jacked because I put my mic too close to the nose, so it sounds like a hurricane anytime I breathe. My sincere apologies. Now back to the video. Speaking of homes, Garfunkel returns to his old home in Sanctuary to help Preston's gang with the new settlement and explains to him that he was a former resident, meaning there was indeed a time where it didn't suck to exist. With this information, Preston believes Garfunkel's the key to rebuilding society in a happy, overly violent way, so he asks Garfunkel to go help another settlement beyond Concord that also had a raider problem. But first, Garfunkel decided to help around Sanctuary, providing shelter and decorations for the settlers. He even hooked up a water system at Sturgis Command. Furthermore, he got Mama Murphy stoned in an attempt to find Sean. He didn't learn much, but there was one thing missing that every happy old man needs: food. So Garfunkel decided to go on the most epic, post-apocalyptic grocery shopping trip of all time. So the plan for the most epic, post-apocalyptic grocery shopping trip of all time was that Garfunkel would travel to the other settlement that Preston mentioned earlier. On the way there, Garfunkel would loot every house he comes across, inhabited or not, and take every crumb of food he finds. Then after helping the settlers, he expects to be rewarded with more food for his humble assistance. In other words, it's free game. Or so I thought. With a set plan, Garfunkel ranks up and goes shopping. Best part, everything is free except the occasional bullet fee. And for the most part, most of the food was free. Sure, he had to pay a few rad roaches, but he recovered that cost soon afterward. He was taking a liking to the cooked rad roach flesh. Apparently, even though they can carry harmful diseases, their distant cousin, the cockroach, is about 9.26% protein. Since the rad roaches have mutated to be 20 times the size of the feeble cockroach, they make for an especially rad-healthy snack, which Garfunkel will need for his long hike. But anyways, enough encouraging poor health choices. After cooking his deliciously radioactive meals, Garfunkel gets back on track, for the hospitality of the rad roaches was not satiating enough. Soon afterwards, he found something to get his mind off of starving in the future.
Another gas station.
We had a deal, Trudy. Hand over the goods. You owe us.
I ain't giving you poison-shilling chem pushers anything. Do you know what that junk has done to my boy?
He bought them fair and square, Trudy. Ain't our fault if he's drunk out. Now don't make me come in there and shoot up the...
Luckily for Trudy, Garfunkel, his dog, his poor aim, and jumbled up inventory were there to help. At this point, Garfunkel was learning the difficulties of finding food in the real world.
Carrot. He had a carrot.
And it seemed I had a hard time finding food in Fallout 4. Trudy didn't even have much, to my perception, so Garfunkel was on the road again. Of course, his troubles didn't really end there. There would be far worse things waiting for the world's happiest man in the terrors of the Commonwealth. You know, besides mole rat-infested parking lots. Unfortunately, there was no food there either. You know, except for mole bits. But he did find batteries for his Iron Man suit. Overall, parking lots aren't a problem. Train stations are. On the way to the settlement, Garfunkel and Dog came across a run-down train station where there was a good bit of cash, but then this happened.
Dog, could you just not get hurt? This one fricked up looking dog. He's got a pencil though, so that's interesting.
Unfortunately for Garfunkel, Educated dogs weren't even the worst part, because then he came across this distinguished gentleman.
Holy frick. Oh. What the? Good gosh, those things are creepy.
After having an experience arguably rivaled to that of your first shower in prison, Garfunkel kept his guard up, and I can affirm these things are way worse than the Dragger in Skyrim by miles.
Are there any more around here? Guess that answers our question.
Sadly, Garfunkel's ghoulish troubles were far from over. The station was infested with the foul creatures, who seemed to want nothing more than to give Garfunkel an armless, trippy hug and then eat his face. Good news is no ghoulish match for Garfunkel Tong.
Man, Garfunkel's got a strong arm.
Fortunately, Garfunkel's horror story has come to a temporary close as he finally arrives at the settlement, eager to make vital connections. He was welcomed with open arms.
What do you want? We don't need any more trouble around here.
Take it easy. I'm with the Minutemen. I'm here to help.
You're with the Minutemen?
There you go.
I didn't really think you fellas still existed.
Me neither. I thought they died off back in 1783. Anyways, Garfunkel's received by this guy pretty well after being revealed to be a 62nd man. He explains to our hero that his settlement, like the one in Concord, is getting screwed by a bunch of raiders that constantly harass them for food and supplies in a manner similar to when your girlfriend threatens to break up with you if you don't take her to a Taylor Swift concert for your 4th day anniversary. So instead of toughing up like a real man, the settler decided to send a happy old man into the den of the beasts.
I'll take care of those raiders for you.
Fortunately, Garfunkel is happy to do so. That is, after he borrows plenty of potatoes from their garden. Now obviously Garfunkel could end his epic post-apocalyptic grocery trip here and go back to Sanctuary, but he was feeling kind of bored and reckless, so it was off to the Raiders base. First he went into a supermart to find any leftovers from 200 years ago. I mean, could he really have gone grocery shopping without visiting a grocery store? The ghouls had beat him to it. Luckily Dog did most of the work.
Okay. Jeez, not even a moment. There's no way someone was eating their cereal out of the toilet. Holy crap.
Although the only sources of food obtained were old soup and toilet cereal, Garfunkel grabbed a fusion cord and got out as fast as his chubby legs could take him. Sometime later, Garfunkel comes across a sewage drain.
See where this leads.
What he didn't know was that this was the back door to the Raiders' camp. Good news is there weren't many ghouls down here, but there were angry robots and angry raiders. Furthermore, being in the back meant he had access to their exterior weapons and drugs. And when I say we got a lot of guns, I mean we got a lot of guns. Anyways, Garfunkel got curious.
What does Jet even do? Slows time for 10 seconds. That was funny.
Whatever, it's Raider poppin' time.
Bro, they went flying.
And now it's time for Bro is Flying montage.
Right, it's a Bethesda game. This should get him out. Alright, that didn't work. Or maybe it did. I mean, this guy flew up here. Guess he learned his lesson. And I got his gun. Nuka-Cola. What a moron. The assault gas mask looks pretty cool though, let me look at it.
Having killed the evil leader, Jared, blown his head off by accident, and secured a Nuka-Cola, Garfunkel takes his rampage outside like his mom always told him to.
Dang it! Dog, you gave away our position. Oh! Now there's only one question left. Am I getting out of here alive? Oh, good boy. Alright, there, got him. There's a rat in the floor. Gotta burn him out. Bro, what? Garfunkel must be strong as frick.
Imagine having an entire small army getting dominated by a happy old man with arms stronger than a car. Because that just happened. Victorious in knowing it, Garfunkel returns to the settlement to claim his reward of friendship.
Yeah, I kicked their asses for you.
No kidding? That's the best piece of news we had around here for a good long time, so we've been talking. We decided if you came through for us, we'd join up with the Minutemen. If we want things to get better, we've got to start helping each other. So, we're in. You can count on us if you need help down the line. Thanks again, friend.
Alright, sounds good. See you later, Mario.
Woohoo! With new friends and a lot of food and loot, Garfunkel decides to bring his spoils back to Sanctuary, where Sturgis has him install defenses as well as a garden, as if he hasn't done enough already. With that, Garfunkel informs Preston on the good news that the other settlement has allied with the Minutemen. He also gave Garfunkel a flare gun to call his friends when he gets lonely. Then Preston gets to the juicy parts.
Are you really the last Minuteman?
Maybe not literally. There must be a lot of former Minutemen out there who gave it up in disgust after the Quincy massacre. But we were the last active group of Minutemen. And now, well, it's just me.
What was the Quincy massacre?
I was with Colonel Hollis's group. A mercenary group called the Gunners was attacking Quincy. The people there called for the Minutemen to help. We were the only ones that came. The other groups, they just turned their backs on us and the folks in Quincy. Only a few of us got out alive. Colonel Hollis was dead, so I ended up in charge of the survivors. We never found a safe place to settle. One disaster after another. You saw how it ended in Concord?
I know how it feels to be the last survivor.
Yeah, I guess you do. That's why I'm talking to you. I can't rebuild the Minutemen, but I think you can.
Why can't you lead the Minutemen?
That's not who I am. I can get my men through a firefight. I can defend a perimeter against all odds. But that's not going to be enough to bring the Minutemen back from the brink. We need someone who can bring the whole Commonwealth together in a common cause. And I think you've got it in you to be that leader.
Sure.
Okay, I'll do it.
Good. Good. Welcome aboard. I feel like this is a whole new start for the Minutemen, and the Commonwealth too. Don't worry, I'll be right beside you all the way, General.
I'm no general.
You're gonna have to get used to it. The leader of the Minutemen has always held the rank of general. Our last leader was General Becker. After he died back in '82, nobody could agree on who should take his place. The one good thing about being the last Minuteman is there's no one to argue with me when I say you're the new general. Now it's your job to make it more than an empty title. I've gotten word about a settlement that's being threatened by raiders.
And this really is
I'll mark it on your map. Go find out what they need. We could use more settlements supporting our cause.
Another one?
Basically, Preston groomed innocent, sweet old Garfunkel into becoming a general. Even though Garfunkel is technically in charge, general is still an empty title, apparently, as Preston still clearly gives the orders. In other words, Preston gets all authority, but no responsibility, like how our government is currently being run. Although Garfunkel would probably enjoy being shot at some more, he decides to head home for now, planning on a trip to Diamond City before any more raider raids. It's not really that he doesn't want to help the settlements, it's just that he wants to help his son even more, like how I like ice cream, but I'd rather eat pizza. So he and Dog head back home to begin prepping for the wonderful magical land of Diamond City, starting off with gun modification on the weapons he stole from the raiders.
Yeah, that's good. That'll be useful later.
And so that is where we're going to leave it, the beginning of the familial adventures of Garfunkel Tong. I hope you enjoyed the video, cause it sure as heck won't be the last. Please like and subscribe to the channel, it would be much appreciated. Don't forget to write a comment on your thoughts so far, and think of some names for the dog, because I'm sure there's better names than dog. But until then, I'm out.